This story comes back from retail days where I used to work at the Target, or Target, as normal people may call it. Yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff that happened there. Strange things that maybe you wouldn't think would happen. A lot of pooing, a lot of people pooing in the aisleways of the store. I'm not really sure why that was a major thing, but yeah, we had like a phantom pooer at one time. Would just come around and poo in the hallways, down the toy aisle. I was mainly in charge of electronics, so I worked in that little electronics booth in the back. And yeah, there was a lot of strange characters that would come through there. One in particular, I remember very vividly. It was wintertime. I don't remember the month exactly, but I remember it was cold. And I saw this woman. She was a little bit bigger, and I saw her walking down the aisleway towards the electronics booth from the front of the store. And from what I could tell, she was wearing a gray sweatshirt and gray sweatpants. And she was walking. It was kind of slow, because I remember thinking in my head, like, God, you've been walking for a while. Like, how are you not here yet? And just, going along. And she gets all the way up close to the electronics counter. And I'm looking at her because it doesn't seem right. You can tell when somebody's walking, like something seems off. It's not the same as when you normally see people walking. Something different about it. And there was something different about this, and I'm looking. I can't really see because she's still kind of far away, but something just looks strange. And as she gets near, I start thinking to myself, wait a minute. Her boobs are not in her shirt. They're on the outside of her shirt. No, this can't be. This is a retail store. No one would come in with their boobs popping out of their shirt. But sure enough, the closer she got, and I was like, oh, wow. No kidding. Okay. So she comes up to the booth where I'm at the electronics counter, and she starts asking me camera questions. And I just cannot focus. Now, let me state that this was not an attractive woman. I didn't find her attractive. But as a guy, as anybody really, if you have someone in public and their boobs are just flopping out all over the place, you get a little distracted. I don't care who you are. You just get distracted. You just do. And she was wearing this sweatshirt. And you know how when you wear a sweatshirt after a while, like the neck kind of gets a little, it's not the same as it once was. The neck gets a little loose. Well, this was like that because it wasn't like a specially modified garment. It wasn't cut or anything. It wasn't like a deep V or anything weird like that. It was just a regular old like ring sweatshirt. It was not a hoodie. Now that I'm looking back, it was not a hoodie. It was just one of those crew neck sweatshirts. But it maybe was too big, plus the neck had just been worn out. And back in the day, they just didn't make things to fit as much as they do now. Like now there's a lot of custom sizes. But back then, if you got a sweatshirt, that neck would get all worn out. And that was a big pet peeve. One of the reasons why I never wore those sweatshirts with the crew neck, because they would always get, I don't know why I'm going down that road. None of that matters. The fact of it, she was wearing one of these. The neck was worn out, but it was worn out so much that it was down like past her sternum. And I guess you would consider this lady well endowed in that area. I mean, the whole thing was really bizarre. But as she would bend over and she wanted to like lean on the counter when you're talking, when she was talking, and when she would lean on the counter, like a boob would swing out and then it would go back. So then she would lean the other way, she'd turn and the other boob would swing out and then it would come back. It was almost like one of those grandfather clocks that, like the bird comes out like right at the right time of the hole and then he comes right back in again. It was a lot like that, only with a boob. A weirdly shaped big boob. And she's asking me, what do you think about, what do I need a memory card for this, a memory card? And I'm thinking, am I in the flipping Twilight Zone? And yeah, I'm answering her questions to the best of my ability. But the boob, well, at least one of the boobs keeps coming out at different times, depending on the way she turns. And so finally, she finished asking all these questions, and she thanks me for my time, and she starts to walk away to the right of me. So she's come down the aisle. We've had our conversation. I'm trying to keep a straight face here. And I don't know if I succeeded or not, but she ends up walking away. Now, as she walks away, I instinctively turn and look. And as I look, the entire ass of her pants is completely ripped away. Like, you saw everything. All full ass. It wasn't like there was a rip in her pants and you could kind of see her butt. No. The entire ass of the pant, that whole back layer, was gone. Like completely ripped away to where there's no chance that she did not know that the ass of her pants was missing. And it, like I said at the beginning, it was cold. Very, very, very cold. So you're going to notice a big old breeze blowing through that ass. And apparently she did not mind. So I think I ended up having to call I think I had to call AP. There's an asset protection. That's like the store security or something like. There's kids, because as she's walking, kids are now seeing her and they're pointing and yelling and all these things. And yeah, no ass on her pants. So, that's Target for you.